Hello and welcome back to Keto Homestead with Jess. I hope everybody's having a great morning. I am having a great morning. I woke up another day. I am very thankful. So just waiting for some people to come in. Oh, that's weird. On YouTube it says I'm not live, but it does say I'm live on StreamYard. Strange. There it goes. It finally caught up. So I'll just sit here and wait for a couple more people to come in. I'm taking it easy today. I've had a couple crazy busy days the last few days, so I am taking it easy today. Says I have 4 watching. Hello, whoever you are. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see everyone. 5. We got 5 in the house. Say hello. Let me know you're there. Moonface 5. Hello. Good morning. It's good to see you. Traffic is starting to gear up. It's super loud, so I apologize if you hear the background traffic. Ash's allotment. Hello. It's good to see you. I'm just trying to switch back and forth from StreamYard to YouTube because they're so delayed. I can't see a lot of things that I can see on YouTube, so I got to go back and forth, and it really messes me up because it's so delayed. It's weird. We got 6 in the house. I'm taking the day off to as much as possible anyway, right? Me too. I need to relax my mind, relax my body. I have been taking my naps, but I don't know. I can't. It doesn't feel like I'm rested after I take a nap. I just feel either the same or even more tired. So maybe I just need to rest my mind for a little bit. I still haven't done breakfast. I need to get breakfast done. That's all right. It can wait. I'm naturally delayed. Oh my goodness. So I wanted to talk about the Great Depression and the orphanages. So I've had a lot on my mind lately, and I usually don't talk about such controversial topics on my channel, and I still really don't want to go there, but this has really been on my heart lately. I don't even know where to begin, but like the depression, for example, like my mother-in-law went through that. She lived through that as a child, and a lot of people that I took care of in the nursing home also went through that. I can't rest my mind. I talk in my sleep every night. And I wanted to talk about the rations and things like that. I think that's what freaks me out the most, is like having to be rationed. And they say, if they can control the food, they can control the world. So that is my main focus right now, is my garden and my food. And I don't know. That's just what's on my mind lately. And the orphanages, like I said, I've had actually several people close to my heart that had went to the children's orphanages. My mother-in-law specifically. She had, I believe it was 5 siblings, and there was only 2 that were full-blooded, her and her brother, and then the rest were half siblings. Hey, Dutch Off Grid, how you doing? Good to see you. Ash's allotment, before I forget to, like, I've been having, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm sleeping good at night, but, like, this morning I woke up and I must have, like, bit the inside of my mouth. My cheek is, like, super sore. I bit it in my sleep. So I don't know what's going on in my sleep. I feel this is a very applicable topic for the day. Yes. I'm fine, thanks. And you? I'm good. I'm just trying to catch up on some rest. But yeah, so like that really freaks me out. A lot of children during the Great Depression, which people don't know, especially people my age. Like if you're not into history or look into the history, it's forgotten. Nobody knows about it. Hey, Moon Sprouts, good to see you. Good morning. And a lot of people don't know that during the Depression, the children, a lot of families couldn't feed their children. So they sent them off to the orphanages, and the orphanages were pretty bad. They didn't treat those children good at all. And if you look into the history of it and you actually dig, there was lots and lots of deaths, child deaths in the orphanages because they were malnutrition and they were treated pretty bad. I also grind my teeth. I don't know if I do or not. I need to record myself while I'm sleeping, see what I'm doing. And so that kind of like freaks me out. And not only that, not only were the children dropped off at orphanages because their family couldn't feed them and they felt guilty, but they were also selling their children. A lot of people in the Depression sold their children because they couldn't feed them or they needed money. So they would sell those children to be able to buy food. Super sad. And that's kind of why I don't like talking about stuff like this on my channel, because I want to be a more positive, uplifting, happy, inspirational channel. But like I said, this has been heavy on my heart and I've been really thinking about it. And I think other people should at least consider what may be coming down the road. Hey, Christopher, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Happy Monday, Stars Prepper. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody. So, a friend of mine, me and a friend of mine were talking this morning also, and it's funny because I was already thinking of, the rations and what they rationed out during the Great Depression and what I have been told from, family members and things like that and people that have lived through it. But me and this friend were talking this morning, and I guess I've thought about it in the past, but I've never like really put much effort into it. And one of the things was the topics that we were talking about was borax. And if you don't know, borax is used in a lot of like laundry soap and I guess now hair products. I didn't know that borax could be used in shampoo. So that was kind of the discussion this morning between us. And so I was thinking, yeah, like borax would be a really, really good one to have on hand. And those, that's kind of where I'm getting at with this live is we really need to think about the simple things in life. We're so spoiled. Like we have so many luxuries. I don't think a lot of us realize. And if we could just make sure we have those simple things at home, like the borax, or there's also Fells Napa is another soap that they use in detergent and things like that. Fells Napa is just like a bar of soap, a very concentrated soap, and Zoot is the other one. And if we could stock up on things like that, then we'd be okay for a long time. Zoot and Nails Fappa. I'm not sure about Zoot because I don't have that in my area. But the Nails Fappa is like 89 cents a bar. And you basically just shred it like cheese and you add it to your recipes. There's millions and millions of recipes on YouTube if you want to look those up. But what I'm saying is it's a very cheap product for something that's going to last a really, really long time. Good morning, Life Adventure and Keto. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Sunflower Prepper, good morning. Have a wonderful day. I'm at work. I'll watch later. Love. God bless. Love you. Have a great day. Love back at you. Let's see. Does Borax still come in boxes? Yes, Borax still does come in boxes. And you can, I'm not sure, I'm sure you can get it pretty much anywhere. I have found it on the bottom shelves at Walmart, along with the Nails Fappa. I can't even say that. The Nails Fappa, something like that. I can't pronounce it. Yes, it does. And it'll last a really long time, and you'll be able to have clean clothes and things like that. Another thing I was thinking about is sewing. I know I talked about that the other day in the live. I need to learn how to sew. But if we're not going to be able to go out and purchase new clothes like we do now, then those skills are going to be really important. Another thing that my mother-in-law had told me is that shoes were rationed. So you would only get, I think it was, she said 2 pairs of shoes every 6 months, I think it was, is what she said. So those shoes had to last a really long time. And you think about it now, like our shoes are made really cheaply. Like the shoes weren't made like they were, before now. The shoes just fall apart now. So if you don't have shoes stocked up, you're going to be hurting if you're, working the fields or doing a lot of heavy work. And I know in the Depression that they used a lot of, to fix the soles of the shoes, they used tires, cut up pieces of tires. And I don't think, like the shoes that are made today, there's no way that those would hold some tire soles on them, they'd fall apart. Good morning, Steve Essex. Good to see you. Yep, the Zote is pretty much like the bar you're talking about. You shred it like cheese. Yes. See, and the Zote is pink, and I've seen other people use it, but I haven't found it in my area. And the can't say that word, Nails Fappa, it's the same thing, but it's green and it's in a bar. Here is a useful test. Go into any room in your home and look at what you could live without. You are right. We are spoiled. Yes, we are. Very. Good morning, Kim. Good to see you. Yes, we do need to work on the sewing room phase 5. Don't get rid of old clothes or shoes. Nothing is made to last anymore for money reasons. Exactly. All right, Life Adventures and Keto, thanks for coming in. It was good to see you this morning. So yeah, those are the things I've been pondering on lately. And most of you in here already know there's supposed to be a coffee shortage coming. A lot of the things that were rationed in those days were coffee and sugar and flour and yeast. And meat, of course. Meat was a big one. Meat was really, really hard to come by. And I think that they're really trying to make that difficult for us. Again, if you keep up with the news, you know what's going on. Like I said, I don't really like to get into the political side of things, but I do, however, think it's very important that these topics are talked about. Hey, Jandara, how are you doing? Good morning. And as I always say, homesteaders are the ultimate preppers because we garden. We're constantly trying to figure ways to put up food or stock up food. And that's just the lifestyle that we've always lived. It's not that we're out there prepping products, but we're prepping for everyday life. And that's just part of the homesteading life. And I think like the main thing I'm lacking on right now would be animal food. They're saying that there's a coffee shortage coming and a corn shortage. Well, corn is like in everything. I mean, that's what we feed our animals. So if there's a corn shortage, there's going to be a lot of people, including myself, in a world of hurt. Kim says, I work with a lot of depression era patients in the last 20 years. I did too. I learned a lot from them. Collect spices and gravy packets. They are cheap. We'll give things flavor. And that's a thing too. Like, you can make your own gravy flavors. You can make your own spices. You don't have to go out and buy. No offense, I'm not saying anything about the packets or anything. That's fine and dandy. But you can learn now how to make those packets and those spices so you'll never run out of those things. I'm doing dishes, so I am going to be quiet just listening. Okay, Jandara. Yes, they saved everything. Everything. Absolutely everything. That's why preppers wish they were homesteaders. I laugh out loud. I think I will make pinto beans and cornbread for dinner tonight with green onions. Yum. And that's the thing too, like those simple meals, like that's what they ate during the Depression, you know. They just threw everything together that they could possibly find. Sometimes it tasted good, sometimes it didn't taste quite that well. But that's what they did. And I think that's where a lot of like the honky mess. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the honky mess, but my husband makes a honky mess, and I think that's where that evolved from, you know. And he made a honky mess last night for dinner, and last night it was called mixed. It was a whatever, chopped up cauliflower, minced cauliflower, bell peppers that were out of the garden. What else did he put in there? Cauliflower, bell peppers, kielbasa sausage, onions, cheese, things like that. He just threw it together in a pot, and it turned out really good. It was awesome. But there's other times where he's made honky mess, and he threw in hot dogs, sausage. I don't even know what that was. All it was in there. It was a bunch of stuff, but it was horrible. I'm like, I'll never eat that again. That's like prison food or something. But the one he made last night was really good. Let's see, and catch up with the chat. Now that the UK has left Europe, we now have a shortage of truck drivers, and a lot of them came from European countries. No stores are finding it difficult to get deliveries. Yeah, and I seen that too. A lot of shortages over there as well. There's something else I wanted to touch bases on. Oh, yeah. So Kim says they saved everything. So when my mother-in-law reached the stage of having Alzheimer's really bad, where she couldn't live on her own anymore, and she moved over here to us, oh my goodness, cleaning her house was insane. I didn't have help. I had to do it on my own. Her house was a 5-bedroom house. And let me tell you, it was jam-packed full. And it wasn't things that were of value that we would find of value, but they were of value to her. And she kept every little thing you could possibly think of. I mean, there was old sheets of aluminum foil that I was pulling out that were used and saved away. The old rubber bands, and I'm not talking a handful of rubber bands. I'm talking bags and bags full, thousands of rubber bands. The little plastic clips that come on to the bread bags or bagel bags or anything like that. She had clips of those, like bags and bags of them. Just insane. Like, I've never seen so much stuff of one thing. Things like that. What else? She collected feathers, chicken feathers, turkey feathers. She had bags and bags of that. Old food containers. And this obviously wasn't all from the Depression. This is later on in life, and she kept those skills. She kept living her life the same way she lived back then. And anytime anybody took her out to McDonald's or the Chinese buffet or KFC or anything like that, she kept all of those containers. The big KFC buckets, she had hundreds of those just stacked and stacked on top of each other. You would think that she ate out all the time, which she didn't, but you would think she did as much stuff as she saved up. Any cups from fast food, the plastic cups, the straws, the lids. And she was pretty organized about it. She kept everything organized, but just the amount of stuff that she had, I couldn't believe it. That's how hubby cooks too. We call it goulash. So I just fear for people that, are not woken up yet. And there was a statement I read the other day, and it kind of made me sad, but it was the truth. Right now, all these years we've been trying to wake people up and wake them, and it's time for them to be awake now. But for us, now is not the time to wake them anymore. Now is the time to stand together and be prepared for whatever's coming. I don't know what's coming. I don't think a lot of people know what's coming, but we can at least prepare for what we think may happen and try to brace ourselves and stand strong together. Oh, wow. Sometimes I got to stop myself from keeping stuff right. I do the same thing. And when it comes to like the plastic containers or the cardboard container, boxes, she saved boxes. Big, huge thing in the Depression is anything that was cardboard, cereal boxes, anything like that. They would take off the cardboard, they would break it down, and they would use it as paper. She had cardboard everywhere. I did not throw away a lot. Well, I saved some stuff, I should say. I did throw away a lot. The plastic stuff, the cardboard stuff, I did throw away. The zip ties that she collected, I saved those. The plastic tabs that you put around the baggies, I saved. What was it? Paper clips. She had thousands of paper clips, thumbnails, stuff like that could be reusable. I did save. Moonface says, oh my gosh, Jess, that's exactly what I've been feeling. Yeah, I feel like it's crunch time. Like, I don't know what's coming, but I feel like it's coming sooner than later. So, and I'm not like a fear mongrel. And that's the thing, like, I don't like talking about this stuff on my channel. It gives me anxiety. I don't really want to think about it, even though I'm educated in it and I know what's going on. That doesn't mean you have to spend every waking hour or every single day contemplating and thinking about it and just worrying. You need to live your life as well. And the people, in your life, your family, your friends, they need you, and you need to have a stable mind when things come. You don't need to be constantly worried, full of anxiety. Right, to keep your mind right. All those who are still asleep will need us. A lot of young people will need guidance, right? And that's what worries me the most is the young people and the children. Like, They have no idea. And I can't say that I have any idea. I'm so privileged. I'm a privileged American, spoiled. I don't know what war is like. I don't know what a depression is like. I do know what it is to feel hungry. I have went through hungry. This is going to make me cry. Oh my goodness. But I do not know what war is like. I do not know what depression is like. I've never been through it. All I know is the stories and the testimonies people have told me of their own life stories. And it just scares me for the children because they can't sympathize. It seems like they can't relate at all. So, man, it's going to be like a huge smack in the face to them. Be happy, be thankful. Yes. Yes, a person could drown in all that negativity. So we got 14 people here. That is awesome. I don't know when y'all snuck in, but hello and welcome to Keto Homestead with Jess. We got to get out of this sad state of mind. So yes, we need to be prepared and do what we can and not go crazy over it or anything. Especially these days with all the conveniences and lack of survival skills, right? Hey, Gemma, good to see you. My beautiful Gemma is here. Yes, and like I said, the coffee shortage, that really put a boot in my butt yesterday because I usually get, coffee and make sure we have coffee on hand and things like that because that's one of Barrett's downfalls. I would say anyway. He loves his coffee. He drinks probably 2 pots a day. So I always try to make sure that I have coffee on hand for him. And every time, I've said this in my live the other day, that every time we went to the grocery store, which I only shop once a month, but every time we went to the grocery store, I'd ask him, do you need coffee? Do you need coffee? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, last month it got to a point where he was like, I'm out of coffee. And I'm like, what? How? Like, what the heck? You should have been keeping track of that and let me know. I guess that's my fault. I should have kept track. But he was out of coffee, and then all of a sudden all this stuff about, there's going to be coffee shortage and everything. And I'm like, all right. So yesterday while I was prepping everything that I pulled out of the garden, I had him go to the store and get some coffee. Oh my goodness, I could not believe it. He came home with 4 containers of coffee. We usually get the big mega size, the giant size, so it will last longer. But he said the only size that was in the store was the smaller ones. And the mega ones I usually pay, $6.99 if they're on sale or $7.99. And the little small ones were $7.99. I was blown away. I'm like, are you kidding? So he's really going to have to start rationing his coffee. And that's another thing you guys need to think about too. 4 of those small containers of coffee is not going to last him very long at all. So that's another thing you need to think about. How much food you're eating. Like, we eat way, way more food than they ever did back in the 20s and 30s and even the 50s, I don't know how our portion size got to be so huge, but our portion size in America is ridiculous. Hold on just a second, you guys. I'm sorry. Hello? All right. Ugh. I hate telemarketers constantly. Who did I miss? Hillbilly Homesteader. Hello, good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Gemma says, I'm in my local town center right now. I'm going to pre-record some footage. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Have some old school things for kids to do. Yes. Yo-yo, jump rope, board games, slingshots, and such. I'm seeing, yeah, there's coffee shortages here. Yep, I'm seeing coffee shortages here too. No beans. Yes, we eat like kings and queens. I'm trying to fast at least half of the day. Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to tell people for months too. Please learn to fast. If you don't want to do keto or anything like that, that's fine. You don't want to do low carb or anything, that is perfectly fine. That is your own choice. But learn to fast. Learn to go, without eating 3 meals a day or 6 meals a day or snacks or whatever. Awesome. Hillbilly Homesteaders off. Extended weekend. That's exciting. So yeah, learn to control your portions. Learn to not eat as much, or drink as much. Another good thing is that so during the Depression, they had salespeople coming to your house door to door. And that's where a lot of people were able to get their medicines or their herbs or whatever. They went door to door trying to sell whatever they had. And a couple of the testimonies that I had heard from people are that, what was it? It was a medicine guy that used to go door to door and sell medicines. And when he came and the business was done with the adults and they had, exchanged, usually what they did was barter. They didn't exchange money. It was a barter system. The farmers would exchange eggs for medicine or whatever the situation was. But the children would say, or the adults would say when they were children, their favorite ones were the people that would, after the business was dealt with and done, they would get a stick of gum, and each child would get a stick of gum, and that just made their day. That lit them up. So that's another good thing, simple things like that. You could stock up on a lot of gum for children, something to just lighten the air, give them a little bit of happiness, some sunshine. So even like who said it? The coloring books and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I forget who said it now. But, those coloring books and stuff. Oh, there it is. I just seen it. Kim said the coloring books and yo-yo, jump rope, board games, slingshot, things like that. That's really, really going to perk up these kids, I think. And in the beginning, it's going to be really hard because they've never went without their electronics and, things like that. It's going to be a big slap in the face to them, like I said. I'm nursing a baby right now, but I naturally fast and eat 1 meal a day. Well, that's understandable, moon spouts. You gotta eat if you're nursing. Does anybody know a prepper? Hello, everyone. Hey, TH2. How's it going? Good to see you. Try and do it all on your own, not depending on handouts. But that's the thing. No matter the situation, you're going to have to depend on others. That's just like me, like I'm going to be able to produce, things on my homestead that my neighbor's not going to produce, and vice versa. It's not like we're going to be able to isolate and survive on our own. We need community. We need people, and we need that barter system. Not everybody can hoard or prep or produce everything that they absolutely need, especially nowadays where it's only like a 2 or 3 person family. Back in the old days, they had anywhere from 7 to 12 children that could help them work the land or help them harvest and stock up things. We don't have that now. Nowadays, it's only 2 or 3 person family, and that is not going to be enough for every family to just take care of themselves. It's not feasible. It's not possible. And anybody that thinks that they're going to be able to survive alone without a community or without any help at all is, in my mind, insane, because you're going to need supplies. You're going to run out of supplies. You're going to run out of food. It's inevitable. We need community and people helping each other. Let's see. Let me jump back to the chat, make sure I didn't miss anybody and miss any good comments. I don't know what candy. Oh, remember penny candies. I thought you said candles. Yeah, actually, I had a penny store up until, say, 2002. Until 2002 in my town, and it looked just like a penny candy store from, the 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever era that was. And we used to go in there and buy all kinds of candy. It was just set up like a little candy shop with little the bench and the stools. I miss that store. That was an awesome store. And everything was a penny still. Let's see. Good morning, Light Fair. Thanks for coming in. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a beautiful morning to match your beautiful personality. Let's see. I've even kept magazines of all kinds of collecting. More books for the younger adults. That's a good idea, too. Let's see. Kids are going to go into detox and having devices. It won't be fun, right? I think a lot of adults will be going into detoxes too, including myself. I'm not excluded from that. If something happens and our internet goes down and I can't be on YouTube with all my friends and family here, that'll be a main shock. And especially, and then, if something does go down, we're not going to have phones either. So communication that's going to be a hard one. And like I said, I'm not excluded from that at all. Oh, okay. Stars forever. Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't want to be standing in a line. These people behind me, I know my green screen is completely fuzzy. I'm sorry about that, but I'm not going to be caught in them lines. There ain't no way. There's going to have to be something very, very urgent or devastating that I have to stand in any town for any line. Kids are going, let's see, I read that. Yeah, I don't know, Moon Phase. I wonder if people will be able to have their dopamine releases be held from the damage of today's constant entertainment and thrills. Yeah, that's a good one. Yes, and they all shared one bedroom. A lot of them shared one room to keep warm. They can afford to heat all the rooms in the house, so they all stayed in one room. Kim says, and you said they shared a one bedroom. Good morning, Felicia. Good to see you. Get kids out away from electronics by getting them out in nature anyway from Wi-Fi. The more they are away from it, the better, right? I'm so behind in chat. I'm sorry. Forced isolation, pretty much, right? No, it's my green screen. I'm trying to get my lighting correct, but I'm still working on it. I figured it would be better for you guys to look at this than at the actual green screen or the green fabric behind me. Right? We all need our neighbors and families. Lines is not where you want to end up. That is why you prep and homestead. We got this right. Please, anybody new coming in, hit the thumbs up, share me out. I would really appreciate it. I completely forgot to say the whole spiel. But please, if you have forgotten, hit that thumbs up. We've been on 39 minutes. I'm going to be on for about an hour. And then I am going to head off and get my day started. Like I said, I haven't done breakfast or anything yet. I am going to drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up and chit chat. I've been rambling on for quite a while, so let's hear from somebody else. Hopefully it's all good. The background is good. So there's a StreamYard link. If anybody wants to come up and chat with me, that would be awesome. I just got up. That's all right. So another thing is the children's homes. Like I said, my mother-in-law and her brothers and siblings were dropped in the children's home because the families couldn't feed them. She never talked to me about her stay at the children's home. It wasn't something that she ever talked about. But later in life, she had night terrors in her Alzheimer days. And she did scream a lot through her sleep. And she did say things in her sleep I won't reveal. I mean, it's personal and private. I don't know if they were dreams or if they were true, but they were pretty vivid, and she never wanted to talk about it. So that was pretty much left unsaid. Now, I did have my great aunts. There were 6 of them, and I think there's 5 of them left right now. I'm pretty sure it's 5 of them that are left, including my grandma. And they all were also dropped off in an orphanage. So I got to hear their stories quite a bit growing up. And it was just horrific, the things that they went through. The caretakers in the orphanages were just cruel, making them take cold showers, even though there was hot water, but they would make them take cold showers. And back then they had the bristle brushes. They didn't have the brushes like we do nowadays. And they would get beat with those. And if they did anything that they weren't supposed to do, they would get punished in just cruel ways. They would get their food taken away. Not that there was ever any food anyway. And they were young. They were young girls. They were, forced to, like one of my aunts, she was forced to shower with all the other girls, and she was a lot younger. She was forced to shower with the teenage girls, and then she was younger, and she was just humiliated. She didn't want to get undressed and shower with those girls, and she just begged and pleaded, please, can I shower with somebody else? And she got spanked for it. Like, it was horrible, the life that they had lived and the way they treated the children back then. Littlefoot has an appointment today out in the office this time. My anxiety is through the roof, needing to go into. Well, prayers to you, Lake, for courage and strength and a calm heart. You can do it. I know you can do it. It'll be all good. Good morning, CJ. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. Hello, the best life. Good morning. Good to see you. Been a while. I love the horses, and there's no way that I would not be tempted to go out there and feed them and pet them and love them and try to ride them. But that's just me. So if anybody wants to get up here and chit chat with me, I did drop the link in the chat. Just scroll up a little bit and you will see it. But I can't imagine, I don't blame the parents and stuff like that. I can't imagine feeling forced to take my children to an orphanage because I can't feed them. I can't imagine the guilt from not being able to feed them, but also the guilt from just dropping them off. I can't imagine being in that type of position. I can, but I don't want to. I know it. Hey, the wizard, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. We got 16 people here in the chat. Got 20 thumbs up. That's awesome. Yes, very hard times, and I think that's where we're headed now. Like, I can't imagine what we're headed into right now. It is heartbreaking. But that's what, a lot of people on YouTube, my friends and my family here on YouTube, that's what we're trying to do, is just get the word out there and prepare people. And it's never too late. Never too late to learn the truth. But the thing that's sad is that a lot of people aren't going to wake up until the end. And that is going to be heartbreaking. And the thing is, it's hard. It is really hard to open people's eyes and talk to them. Because when you talk about stuff like this, they think you're insane or you're crazy or you're a conspiracy theorist. And I just refer them back to the depression. Oh, I'm not going to say any names, but I'm going to say somebody came to my house the other day. A friend of mine, a much younger friend of mine. And I have been trying to open this person's eyes for quite some time, just give them little facts. I'm not trying to shove it down their throat or be overwhelming, I guess you could say. But I do try to talk about these things. And this person is very intrigued by the Depression and World War II and things like that. How do I say that without getting I don't know how to say that without getting in trouble. World War II era, we'll just say that. This person is very intrigued, and I am too. That's like part of my family's history. My step grandpa, he actually went through a camp. So I heard lots of stories of that growing up. So I've tried to be relatable on that topic. This person is convinced that this is America. We have the Constitution to protect us, and nobody can break that Constitution. So we are safe. And I'm just like, what do you say to that? Like, no. Let's see. My grandpa was an orphan in the 30s. He ran away from the orphanage and lived off the land in the mountains of Colorado with his friend until he went to a... Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I bet he has amazing stories. See, the problem is with my aunts, they were all different ages. And they did try running away and they got caught several times. But I think it was because of their age. And the youngest one, I can't remember how old the youngest one, I think was like 3 or 4. So it was a lot harder for them. And not only that, they were divided. They weren't all in the same area of the orphanage. They were divided up by ages normally. So yeah, craziness. I love hearing stories. Like, I know it's like super sad, and I guess it's because I'm so sympathetic to people's struggles, but I love hearing stories about the camps, and I guess because it's so close to home. Like I said, my grandpa, he passed away last year at 98 years old, and the stories just growing up amazed me. Like, I was in shock. And stories like that, to me, like when somebody is telling me a life story like that, I'm intrigued. I'm sitting there picturing what they went through. It's like a movie being played out in my mind. And I do try to relate to what they had to go through. So it touches me a lot more personal, I guess. I don't know. I think everybody has the right to be heard. I think everybody's story needs to be heard. That's the sad thing about the nursing home, that those people, they get put in there and they have very little communication. And the communication they do have, it's not about their life. It's not about what they've went through, unless there's somebody in there that's willing to sit there and take the time to learn about them and learn their story or ask questions. And some people, are different. Some people don't like to tell their life story. Some people don't like to talk about their past. But I found about 85% of them, they do. They want to be heard. They want to have a voice, and they want their story to be told to somebody, to pass it down, to educate generations after them. And you'll learn really quickly. If, it's somebody that doesn't want to talk about it, you'll know. They'll tell you straight up, and you just move on. Talk to the next person. Kim says, very true. Yeah, I love my elder. I miss working. I truly do. I was asked the other day by somebody if I miss working. I don't miss all the heavy lifting and stuff like that, but I do miss the conversations, and I do miss the companionship, and miss giving my patients the time to have a voice, I guess you could say. So yes, I hope today's live got everybody thinking about what was rationed back in those days, and hopefully that will help you start getting the things that may. All right, Life Adventures in Keto, we'll see you later, may be very handy later in your future. And I just hope that doing a live like this just gets you thinking, and makes you smarter, and helps me to get smarter, because I learn off of you in the chat too. Like, your comments are amazing. I learn off of all of you. Best life. If your grandpa would be all right with that, I would love to hear stories about him. If you ever decide to do a video on your grandpa, that would be awesome. But for now, I am going to go ahead and hop off here. I want to thank each and every one of you here for coming out to supporting me and talking about this subject. And I hope you all just stay happy and healthy and safe. I really do hope nothing but the best for all of you. I love you all very much. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.